Hey everybody, this is Tom in Western North Carolina. This is the very next day, December the 3rd. I just talked about these draw knives yesterday, and I got a comment asking about the guards that I have on the draw knives. And so anyways, I'm going to try to make a guard here in front of you and sort of show you how I do it. This is one of them. I made that one. This one, another guy, John Kraus, made this one. He's got a piece of metal on it as the keeper. And then, I made this one. I'm sure I just got the keeper up here. You can just bend that down on there. And then that Greenlee, I've got a guard on it too. Anyways, I guess before I get started too far, one of my fans, I guess he's a fan, recognized me in Murphy today, and it was really nice to see him. His name was Justin. So, hey, Justin, I enjoyed seeing you today. Anyways, here's the curved blade draw knife I showed you yesterday, and I'm just going to go ahead and put a guard on it, or try to anyways today. Oh yeah, yesterday I was looking at this draw knife and I was saying, oh man, what's that? What's all that mess? Why does it look so bad? And I think I remembered that I was stripping some big, not huge, but maybe as big as your finger, aluminum cable or wire, whatever you want to call it. I was stripping some of that, and I think I was using that draw knife. And that aluminum was so soft, it made marks on the blade and looked real funny to me yesterday. But I think that's what was happening. Or I think that's what had happened. Anyways, again, I'm just going to show you what I do, sort of how I go about it. And one of my good fortunes in life was this here roll of copper. I don't think I've used a huge amount of it, but this was sitting under the workbench in the basement of my house when I was a child. And I presume it was just the leftover flashing from when the house got built. The house was built in about 19, I think it was 51 or 52. I'm not too sure. I wasn't old enough to know anything back then, but that's what I've been told. And it was a brand new house, and I sort of have a feeling that my dad was, the quote contractor, and so I guess he owned the flashing. But anyways, that's just what I think. I don't have any proof of any of it. I wonder if this piece is big enough. Well, this piece here will be big enough. Anyways, so this has already been cut into. I don't need to cut a piece off of the roll. Set it out of the way. This here piece is very flexible. I think it was flashing. And that house just had just a single little chimney on it for an oil furnace. And I think there was a gas hot water heater too at one time that flued up that chimney. So this here is measuring I think it's measuring 20 thousandths, whatever that is, in gauge. I don't know what all the gauge things are. But anyways, that's how thick this is. So, you gotta, get enough so you can fold it over and so the first thing I'm gonna do with this, oh, I forgot to get one of the tools out I might use. Uh-oh, yeah, there it is. So I'm sure you guys, most of you already know all this, but these are two of the tools that you can use to bend metal, and one of them is a pair of vice grips that are like this. I think you can probably even get ones that are wider, but that's pretty handy for bending metal. And then there's this tool here. And this particular one is a foot long, and on the one side it's got a 1 inches deep bend, and the other side is a 3/8 bend. So I'm wondering if that 3/8 bend, so anyways, this thing's just got slots in it. It's got these little triangles. You can see if your metal's all the way in deep enough. I'm just going to bend this 3/8 and see what it looks like. See there, I just bent that up, that bottom edge up. And I'm just going to put this knife in there and see. That knife's got a curved blade on it, but I think that'll cover it good enough and protect it. Okay, I hope you can see some of what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go in the middle. So I need to cut this off somewhere up here. And seeing as this is curved, I'll probably just make a little tab on one spot somewhere in the middle that'll fold over and catch. So I'm going to pick some line about like that. I better not make it too small. Got me an awl. I'm going to mark with it. That looks pretty good. Got my tin snips. Put it this way. This copper is very flexible. So that'll just go in there like that. And the reason I think I can use this copper, it's so soft that I don't think, that it will damage my blade at all. The blade can go right against it, and I don't think it'll hurt it. So I need to cut this a little shorter. Alright, so I'm going to snip this at an angle. Like that. Like that. Then I'm going to snip off. I'm going to snip off just a little bit right here. Yeah. I'm going to snip off just a little bit of this. Both ends. Just a little bit. Hope I didn't snip too much. Oh yeah, that's plenty. Snipping that off. I'm snipping that off so I can fold the end up over it. So what I'm going to do, see I've got it like that right now. I'm going to pinch this together right there real tight and right here, and then I'm going to fold this over that. So now that I've got that done, I think I'm going to redo this cut here. And this cut here. And I'm just going to use a regular pair of pliers. And I'm going to fold that end up it over and crimp that down together. Same with this end here. Just going to turn that up over onto itself. I don't know what to call this. So see there, that blade fits in there pretty good. It looks like I got way too much up on the top for the handle or for the turnover. I don't want that much up there. See right there, I got a pretty good handle made, or a pretty good cover made right there. Now see, I gotta open that a little bit to get the knife out. But it's in there. You see, that blade is protected, and that's one thing about these draw knives and any sharp tool you have, you know, I really don't care what you do with your tools. But if you're using my tools, I hope that you respect them enough to not be banging them around and messing them up. Because if you have a draw knife that has an exposed blade on it, and you just throw it down on a workbench and throw a bunch of other tools on top of it or something, you're taking a risk of getting a chip out of the blade or something, and that it takes a lot of work to get fixed up. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just going around all these edges. Got a little file, going around all these edges and trying to make sure they don't have like a little burr on them, which they all do have a little burr on them from when I snipped them. Even this one here has a little bit of a burr. And my next video I was planning on making, my next video was going to be to show you just tools that I use. And I am going to make that video, maybe tomorrow even. Well, probably not tomorrow. I got stuff to do tomorrow. But pretty soon, and that's what I had, a pile of tools out yesterday. And didn't have time to do it yesterday. But I'm going to show you tools that I use. And so there's a cover on there, pretty easily made. That still feels a little burry right there. And okay, so there's a cover for that tool. That blade's pretty well protected. I feel, it's not a no work of art or anything, but it's there. And if you don't have copper, I don't see copper like this available anywhere. I'm sure it is, but I just don't see it. But there's aluminum available. I know there's aluminum, and it would be very soft. And you could make this same thing out of aluminum. I've got a roll of aluminum flashing right up there that you could use aluminum. It's readily available at all the stores. It's a regular building material. So anyways, that's the video, or my little spiel on the draw knife guard. And I don't know what to say, but one of the things I've been thinking of overnight about tools is I feel like I have a lot of tools. I'm not a tool collector, but I get tools when I need something. I'm very, very willing to buy a tool, and like this tool. The story about this tool is, one time I was up at Country Workshops at Volunteer Week, and there was this another guy up there named Dan Maynor, and he was a ace carpenter guy, and I can't remember what we were doing. Well, I think we were putting a cover. We were making a cover to put over a chimney. And old Dan, we had the piece of tin and everything, but Dan pulls out a tool just like this one and starts bending the edges down, And I was like dumbfounded, I'd never seen such a thing. But one day, it was years later actually, I saw this tool in a a sheet metal place, a roofing place, that where they do, make that roof tin and stuff like that. That's where I got this. It says $14.50 on it. But I love this tool and I'm glad I have it. And anyways, what I've been thinking about overnight is if you need a tool or want a tool and you have a place to keep it, I know lots of people have a problem. They don't have a spot to keep their tools. They live in an apartment or a small house with no basement, no shed, no nothing. You don't have a place for a tool. Well, you got to be a minimalist if you do in that mode. And that's not exactly how I started out. When I started chair making, I had stuff. I had that draw knife. I had a place where I could keep stuff. It wasn't very warm, but I had a place where I could keep stuff. And, and I had the pretty full complement of carpenter type tools because I worked as a carpenter for about, I don't know, 10 or 12 years, something like that. But if you want a tool and need a tool, you better start looking for it. And my recommendation is right now, today, you might as well get out there and buy it as soon as you can, because no matter what is going to happen, the price is going to go up. There's no doubt in my mind about that. And so you might as well just, I'm old enough to know that the price of everything has gone up a tremendous amount in my adult life. And when I was 20 years old, well, I can't say 20 years old, but I can say 18 years old, 19 years old, I could buy gas for $19.9. And you know what gas costs now. And that's just one example. And anyways, all of this stuff, it's just going to go up. And so you might as well get it and start using it and be happy about it. And so that's just my little speech for today. It's my own opinion, but ask for Christmas. And don't ask for just buy me a tool. If you want a tool for Christmas and you know somebody wants to buy you something for Christmas, you tell them exactly what you want. And even show them in a catalog or something. Say, this is what I want, because it's not worth very much to get some trinky little kit of tools that's just trash because somebody thinks, oh, he or she likes tools. These little packs of tools that they sell for $20, $30, they just don't have that much value. And if you don't have a use for them, you probably got all that stuff already. So if you want something specific, you should ask for something very specific, for holiday, whatever, or your birthday or whatever. So anyways, I'm preaching, I guess, but I'm just telling you what I think. And I personally feel like I've been very, very fortunate in my life and my ability to buy the tools that I have wanted and needed, and I put them to work. I put most of them to work and, made money. I've made a lot of shaving horses. I made not as many chairs as shaving horses, but I made quite a few chairs. And I feel really good about being able to say I can do that. And I don't like to very much, but I even lend my tools a little bit. It's a pretty iffy proposition, but if you've got trustworthy people, people that you know well, you can even lend a little bit. Or you can let them come over to your house and use your tools. Anyways, sorry about the lecture. Maybe that's what it was. But anyways, I'm gonna, in a couple of days, I think, not tomorrow. Oh, maybe tomorrow afternoon. I forgot. I was mixed up in my schedule. Thought my schedule tomorrow was completely full, but it's not. And so maybe I'll do the tool video tomorrow. And I'm just going to show tools and basically just say, this is what I have and this is what I use. And maybe even a short story about certain tools about, well, this is where this came from and stuff like that. Anyway, so this is long enough, but here's the draw knife cover. Didn't take me very long to make it. It's gonna protect this tool. And anyways, I'm doing well here. And hi again to Justin. I really enjoyed that today. And oh yeah, I guess I should tell you that yesterday afternoon I got into a mess trying to weld some a stainless steel strainer thing for a commercial dishwasher sink. And I mean that the metal was so thin that the welding equipment that I own and had and tried to use was not the appropriate tool for the job. And it was just, I got the thing stuck back together, but it looked horrible. But like I say, it's stuck back together and they just need to buy a new part, in my opinion. That metal was so thin. I'm not sure what you would use, but I'm sure there is some kind of welding that you could use on it. But anyways, I spent 3 hours yesterday on it and about 30 or 40 minutes today grinding it back to a place where it was sort of presentable. Anyways, fortunately, I have the time to do stuff like that and try stuff. But that was kind of like, well, I tried it, but I learned something. So anyways, I'm still learning, even at my age. And anyways, I'm doing well here. I hope you're doing well out there. And I'll see you another day. And okay, bye now.